Hello, fellow land dwellers and future shark snacks. Welcome to Dippy Does It All, the podcast where I try everything once, occasionally survive it, and then talk about it like I'm an expert. Today, I'm not alone in the boat, and let's be honest, that's probably safer. Joining me in this adventure in cinema, chaos, and questionable nautical decisions, just when you thought it was safe to go back in the podcast, he's back. He's not a shark, but he does bite into movie trivia like a great white on a midnight snack. Please welcome the man who is the legend of the deep, Dennis.
Hello.
I'm so glad you're here. And you know, this man actually went to the beach today.
Yep.
What is going on? I thought he was afraid of it.
Oceans are one thing.
Okay. Yeah. Sure. Now, I know what you might be thinking. Dippy, haven't we all seen Jaws a million times? And you're right. We've all watched it at least once. But what if I told you that we're taking a fresh dive with all the ridiculous commentary you love, with laughs, deep thoughts, and questionable life choices along the way? I've always loved watching movie commentaries. Something about hearing people riff on all the little details, cracking jokes, and pointing out the stuff that no one ever notices makes it way more fun. So here we are, for the 50th anniversary, bringing that same energy to one of the greatest films ever made. And, you know, we're going to enjoy a Modelo Mango Chelada.
Nice.
It's called the Heatwave Hero.
Yeah.
When the sun turns ruthless and the asphalt starts to sizzle, Modelo Mango Chelada is your golden hour salvation in a can. This bold fusion of classic Mexican lager, zesty lime, and sweet, juicy mango isn't just a drink. It's a summer escape in liquid form.
That tastes like candy.
I know, it's so good.
That's super good.
And it has a little heat. Each sip starts with that crisp Modelo kick, then takes a refreshing detour through a tropical fruit stand, finishing with a whisper of spice that cools you down more than it heats you up. It's like sipping shade in the middle of a scorcher. So I figured today, on this heat advisory day, we had to have this.
Heck yeah. That is amazingly good.
You can get them at MGM.
Nice. It's a plug.
They're the big boys. They're the big boys.
They kind of do have everything that's good.
Oh, for sure. So here's the plan. Jaws is streaming on Peacock. Actually, all of them are. So maybe we'll have to keep watching. What we need you to do is navigate on Peacock to the movie and set yourself. Let's see. What's our timestamp? We are at 1 minute and 37 seconds because there is an intro from Steven Spielberg where he talks about how much trouble this movie was to make and he thought that it was going to be a failure. So set it at 1 minute 34 seconds. You're going to see the Universal and MCA company logo. And we are going to play the countdown from the classic show, The Thunderbirds. And it's kind of like Mystery Science Theater, but with fewer robots.
Yeah.
So we want you to be synced with us, and then we're going to do the Thunderbirds countdown, which is going to go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And when we say go, hit play. Then you'll be synced with us. Grab yourself a drink, get cozy, and maybe keep your feet out of the tub. This is Dippy Does It All, and today we're going to need a bigger podcast.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Go. Here we are.
Let's get it started.
Can you hear it okay?
Absolutely. Sounds
okay,
great.
Perfect. Your volume for your headphones are here if you need to go up or down.
Okay.
Dennis is purple and I'm orange.
Yep.
Mikey and Donnie.
Yeah.
And let me know if we need to go more on the movie.
All right.
Oh, here's the music coming. Can you guys hear that?
Mm-hmm.
Heck yeah.
Sound I heard every time I got in a pool after I saw this movie.
You know, Steven Spielberg thought that John Williams was playing a prank on him when he played this.
Really?
Yeah. And he's like, no, I'm serious. This is the music. And now it's one of the most recognizable of all time. I would even argue that you don't have to see the movie.
You know what it is, yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Can you play harmonica?
No, I wish I could. I had one once. I tried to learn, but
It doesn't seem like it should be as hard as it is.
Yeah, they make it seem like anybody from the 1800s could do it, and now,
Yeah, what in the hell?
I think I was blessed with the gift to like music and love music, and zero ability to play it.
Yeah. I've dabbled a little bit, but most of the time people told me to stop.
Exactly.
Directed by Steven Spielberg. I don't think people hang out like this anymore.
No, that'd be it. I mean, especially like drinking and smoking as teenagers. I mean, now they sit and play video games by themselves, locked in a room.
Yeah. It looks like a good time.
Oh yeah, I'd be totally down for hang out like that.
Wonder if any of them have chiladas.
No, they got a looks like a keg of probably. I'm willing to bet probably Budweiser.
Bud.
Mm-hmm.
How long before Chrissy dies, do you think?
Oh, they're gonna go skinny dipping for sure. I think, if I remember right, and immediately.
That's something to talk about. This movie is PG.
Yeah.
This would never be PG ever.
No. Now that'd be R for sure.
Nudity, murder.
Yep.
There they go, swinging.
Yep. People back then were not as sensitive. Makes you wonder if it was her time of month and that scent of blood in the water. I mean, sharks are attracted to it.
Typical dude.
Yep.
Can't even get in there. The heck?
Yep. The only thing he's got to offer is if he floats on his back, it might look like a tiny shark fin.
That's a really cool shot.
That is a good shot.
The sun's in the background. You just see your head. The guy is still trying to get his shoe off.
Yep.
Now, this is a way to open a movie.
Yeah.
Underwater, looking up at her swimming.
Because we all wonder what underneath us when we're in the water, especially like in the ocean.
And are they watching with that much detail? There's the music again. Uh-oh. Yeah, look, full on crotch shot, and this is PG.
Yep.
Okay, so this part, Steven Spielberg had her hooked to a cable and was pulling her down.
Yeah.
Then this bit, there was guys that had her on these ropes they were on the shore and they were running back and forth. That's how they made her go back and forth so violently. The thing I thought was really funny is she had to go buy her own safety hookup.
Oh, geez.
Because she wanted to make sure if she got in trouble, she could quickly unhook from those cables. No one on the production crew thought of that. She went to a hardware store.
Jeez.
She was talking about how it was really freaky because she was not in control of herself.
Yeah, I mean, especially when you're getting dragged underwater, that's a freaky feeling.
Exactly. And he's still on the beach.
Yep.
What a loser. I wonder, so we're sitting here with the blue lighting around us. I wonder what this would be like if we were on a beach somewhere with a big screen.
I saw there's some town that does a like bay viewing, and they put it up where it faces out towards the water, and you go out there and you float in the water, in the tubes, in the ocean, and watch Jaws.
Oh.
I don't think I could do it. I'd get paranoid.
I don't think I could either. Well, here's Brody.
Rolls out of bed. His hair is absolutely perfect. No need to shower, put deodorant on, anything. Just start your day.
Yeah, exactly.
As a pimp, he's got 2 phones.
Yeah, what the heck? Why does he have 2
I
phones?
don't know.
Have you ever seen Spielberg's movie Duel?
I don't think so.
You'd probably really like it. He felt like Jaws was a sequel to Duel. And in that one, it's a big rig diesel
Oh, really?
that's like trying to murder this guy.
Oh, cool. So, like, Christine on steroids.
Yeah, basically.
Nice. Oh, that's probably why he has 2 phones. He's the cop. Probably the work phone.
Maybe. He doesn't have a roof on his
No, it's nice
pickup.
out. Summertime. Pop that bad boy off. That's a K5 Blazer. So they used to be able to do that.
Ah, I didn't know
Yep.
that.
Oh, yeah.
Beautiful location.
Yeah.
They filmed it on Martha's Vineyard and Chappaquiddick Island,
Mm-hmm.
and the people were not pleased
No.
that they had invaded their space.
Well, I'm sure now it's full of, like, mansions of rich
Yep.
people who go there every spring.
And that billboard, they made them take it down. They put it up and had to take it down the same day. They couldn't leave it up.
Really?
Yeah,
Wow.
which costs extra money.
Yeah.
This is why you don't follow a guy named Carl to the ocean, right?
They don't
He
trust
doesn't-
anybody named Carl.
Yeah, he doesn't have a dang clue what happened.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we were here and she must have drowned.
Yeah. Suspect number 1 right there.
I
Carl.
can't. Yeah, and have you ever seen anyone have that much trouble getting their shoes off?
No.
I mean, come on.
I mean, he must have been totally loaded.
Uh-oh. This is bad.
Yeah. When you get the cop shook. She's
Oh.
got crabs.
Actually, this is really cool. So they made a fake hand and they didn't like how it looked on camera. So they just buried one of the crew members' hand and then tried to make it look dead.
Mhm.
But the crabs, they weren't acting the way that he envisioned. He wanted them to be like really fast, like they were devouring this hand.
Mhm.
And it pissed him off so bad that he redeemed himself with Indiana Jones with the bugs.
Yeah. I think seeing them move at their natural speed is even creepier.
I would agree.
Yeah.
And a crab isn't going to devour a human hand.
No, not fast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he had a vision.
Yeah.
Ooh, typewriters.
Yeah.
I still was just old enough that I had a little bit of typewriting before we moved to computers. And it was such a pain if you were like almost done with your paper.
And you got, yeah, and you
Make a
misspelled
mistake. Ugh.
something. Yeah. Get the white out.
Yeah, it was such a pain.
I was in high school still taking typing classes on actual typewriters. And then it was a big deal when they got a word processor where you could type it out and then hit enter and make sure you didn't have any errors.
Mm-hmm.
But it was not a computer by any stretch.
Sure. Oh, here he is.
The mayor.
The mayors are always villains in the movies.
Mm-hmm. Well, they represent the government and they kind of, all the time.
Do you have a favorite mayor villain? Mine's Augustus Mayhew in The Grinch.
Yeah. I can't say that I do. Not that I can think of. I just think they always play him as like a kind of a smug jerk who only cares about himself, really, but paints it to look like he cares about the town.
For sure. See, the police want to do the right thing. They want to close the beach.
Yep. But the mayor's like, tourist season,
Yeah.
all the money, all the people who donate to me.
That anchor suit is something.
That's pimping.
Big bam bam.
I have my I swam in shark infested waters badge.
That ferry is crazy.
Yeah. Never seen a single car or double car ferry where it's just like
Yeah.
two.
Speaking of the book, Peter Benchley wrote the book Jaws.
Mm-hmm.
Spielberg read The Galley for it and wanted to direct it. But the crazy thing is, the inspiration for the book was a documentary called Blue Water, White Death,
Mm-hmm.
which I haven't seen, but sounds like it's the best shark documentary there is.
Really?
And in 1964, there was a shark caught off Long Island that was 4,550 pounds.
Oh my God.
So when they had that in the news, this Peter Benchley decided to write the book, and Universal bought the rights for $150,000 because the writer was poor at the time.
Wow.
So he thought, this is a huge sum of money. It's changing my life.
How much have they made off of this over the years?
Oh my gosh, a lot, I bet.
Yeah.
Let me see. $476.5 million.
Yeah, I think he got shafted a little bit. Should have asked for a cut of the back end.
Yep.
Well, that's a snack. You missed it.
Uh-oh. I'll have to watch it over. The cop is just chilling there.
Mm-hmm. Just waiting.
Not the dog.
I was gonna say, better not eat the dog. I don't remember it. I can deal with it eating people, but
That's like the number one thing you should never do in a movie is kill a dog.
yeah. Unless it's Old Yeller, then it's kind of expected. Sorry to ruin that for anybody who didn't know that.
Lady just floating there.
Yeah.
They're doing a really good job building suspense.
Yeah.
Crazy person.
Yeah. That guy's probably like 30 years old.
Yeah.
They just look so old back then.
It's crazy. Uh-oh. Who do you think's going to be next? The old lady, the kid, or the screaming 20-year-old?
If I remember right, I think it's the floater.
The floater.
Yeah.
We've got a floater.
Yep. And what does he think he's going to do if it does attack?
It's a good question.
Harry's got a set of B cups on him.
He is uptight. There's a lot of sexual energy for the PG movie.
Oh, it was the 70s. They had nothing else to do.
Who's it gonna be?
Oh, must have been the dog.
Oh, come on.
I didn't even show it.
There comes the music.
Yep.
Uh-oh. That thing was huge.
Yeah. Oh, it was the kid.
A little bit of exsanguination there.
Yeah.
Then they're just saying, get the heck out of the water. This is peak small town chaos right here.
Everybody run in.
Uh-oh. That's no good.
Not a good sign. Torn up floaty coming ashore.
$3,000 to the man who catches a shark that killed the kid.
How do you prove that you got the right shark? You cut it open and find the kid?
Yeah, what the heck?
The suits of the day were just so amazing. Didn't matter if anything matched at all.
Yeah. Some of those tie patterns are coming back.
Yeah.
Mustard sweaters.
Oof.
I forgot we had whiskey.
We'll have to save that for when they're hunting.
Yep, for sure. Yes. Why are we all here? If anyone's listening to this not watching the movie, they're probably like, what?
What in the hell is
Why
going
is
on?
it so quiet?
Yeah.
Sorry, we're getting engrossed in the film.
Yeah.
You know, Jaws changed summer beach culture for a while, but I feel like it's not having the same impact anymore.
No. I mean, now there's been so many studies on sharks, and we all have Discovery Channel and Shark Week. And
yeah.
now we kind of understand more. They're not out there hunting humans.
For sure.
You know, back then, it was just a big, scary monster that lived in the ocean.
Yep.
And then this came out and made it extra scary.
Well, and then actually, the writer of the book and Steven Spielberg said they regretted doing it because they created trophy hunting for a while.
Yeah.
You know? Oh, that's terrible.
Great in the earphones.
Why the hell are we doing that? Chalk? Why would you ever run
nails on the chalkboard?
Yeah, it's awful. That was really terrible in the headphones.
That literally gave me goosebumps.
Yeah, that was awful.
I love this guy.
This guy, Robert Shaw, he was apparently like drunk most of the time.
I knew I liked him.
And rumor has it the three actors didn't really get along, but that energy helped portray their characters.
Yeah.
This guy kept trying to get Dreyfuss to jump off the mast of the orca
Really?
because he's hoping he'd get hurt because it's not very deep over there. So he was like, jump off of this and break your neck, basically. Spielberg said he picked Martha's Vineyard because you could film without seeing land. So you could go 12 miles out and you'd lose the horizon, but the floor was only 30 feet. So the sled for the shark worked.
Okay. That's some pretty deep research to figure that out far for a director to do.
Yep. But, filming out to sea is the reason it took so long. It was only supposed to take 50 days and it took over 150 days.
Yeah.
They were only getting about 5 shots a day on good days and 3 on regular days and 0 on bad days.
Ooh.
Oh, ladies and gentlemen. He's very believable as a guy that would know how to catch sharks.
Yeah, like as a old salty fisherman.
Yeah, for sure. Erratic impulses. What's going on with her shirt?
Just got it tied up, trying to look smexy.
In the book, Brody's wife has an affair with Hooper.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but they didn't want to focus on it in this film.
Yeah.
They also had a huge mafia section.
Kind of threw everything in there, huh?
Yep. But they, of course, didn't have that in here either. But I think maybe if they would have included it a little bit, it would have explained the mayor's motivation.
Yeah.
You know?
Why there's we can't shut down.
Yeah.
I would not even. That's like a sailboard. It's not even a boat.
That dock doesn't even look safe.
Yeah. She saw that picture of the shark attacking the boat and was like, your dad's right.
How did nobody flinch with that chalkboard? They were all just sitting there.
Yeah.
It's still with me. That's a piece of horse meat.
Is it?
Yeah.
Ooh.
I love that they just...
Right at the end of the dock.
Yeah.
An inner tube for a bobber.
There's so many of these scenes where he originally intended for the shark to be seen, but it wasn't ever working.
Oh, yeah. I heard that they tested it in fresh water.
Yeah.
And it worked fine. And then they got it in the salt water and it was causing short circuits. And all types of stuff with corrosion.
Exactly. So they had to adapt. And I mean, we'll see what's coming up here. But when originally it should have been the shark eating them, and then you see how they play it out. But I would say that I think it actually saved the movie.
Yeah.
This became one of the first summer blockbusters. And I think if you would have seen the gag the whole time, it wouldn't have hit as much as it did.
Yeah.
These are all real shark attacks.
That's wild.
It's crazy that you can have a hole in their leg like that and survive.
Yeah. Just the blood loss.
Especially back in that day.
Yep.
See, like this, I think is played out way better.
Mm-hmm.
Idiots. There goes the dock. Yeah, I just like this. Instead of in a shark's mouth or whatever, we got this floating dock.
Yep. Well, it makes you wonder how big is this
Yeah,
shark?
exactly.
Wait, the dock's coming back to
Yep.
me. That's not a good sign.
Exactly. It's just so much better.
Yeah.
Even seeing the dock like that versus a shark fin is better.
Mm-hmm.
We got in or out of the water, I should say, just in time.
Yep.
That was great.
That guy's got me craving some fish sticks.
His flannel reminds me of Beetlejuice.
Yeah.
The black and white checkers just associated with that.
Yeah. People out there with regular fishing rods. It tore a dock in half, people. Your fiberglass rod doesn't stand a chance.
Someone's going to catch a tuna and call it a great white.
Yeah.
Those boats are tiny.
Yeah, there ain't no way.
There's Hooper
Yep.
Dreyfuss. So
So young.
Oh, I know. He said no to the movie
Mm-hmm.
and then went to Canada, and one of his other movies, I don't remember which one, was premiering, and he watched himself and said to himself, I suck as an actor. My life is over. And he decided he better try to get one more job before anyone else realizes he's terrible. So he called Steven back up and said, hey, can I still play this character?
That's funny.
Turns out he doesn't suck,
Yeah.
but he thought he did. Do you have a favorite movie Richard is in?
Honestly, it's probably this one. I can't think of a lot. I
Close,
mean, like,
Close Encounters.
yeah,
That's a
pretty
good one.
Like, I can picture him in a bunch of them, but like, he's never the main character that I'm like the big
No,
fan
for
of.
sure. He was pretty good in What About Bob, too.
Yeah.
That's the thing with all three of these main guys is they're not in anything too spectacular as far as their own performance.
But they're always great supporting cast.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But in this one, they all played so well together that you don't really know who even is the main actor.
It almost adds to the movie more because it makes the shark itself the main character.
I agree. And, you know, we know who they are now, but back in the 70s, people are watching this. They didn't really know any of these guys.
Kind of no names.
Yep. I mean, I guess technically he was in American Graffiti before this movie, but he was a small part. I'm trying to think of the other guys. I guess Roy Schneider, who played Brody, was in The French Connection. And Robert Shaw was in, From Russia with Love.
Okay.
He played Red Grant, the villain.
Love that they're all just out there chumming the water, attracting not only that shark, but every other shark.
Yeah. They clearly didn't know how any of it worked.
No.
Those are the thinnest gloves ever. I
Yep.
think those are even more thin than the ones at a cafeteria.
Yeah.
And in that tech that he has, wow. That looks more like a blender accident than a shark attack.
Yeah.
Who even is that guy? Jack the Ripper.
Let's look inside. Is there a kid in here?
Oh, fun fact about this? That is a real dead shark.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they put out a thing that they wanted someone to catch a shark for this.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't know how to recreate it. And they tried to catch it in the area here and they couldn't. So these dudes caught a bull shark or tiger shark in Florida and they put it on a plane.
Oh, wow.
And it sat on there for a few days for the filming and they had to keep trying to see there's a fly.
Yeah.
They were trying to freshen it up because it was basically rotting, in the sun. And if you looked in its mouth too far, you could see all the organs basically breaking down.
Oh, God. I did not know that.
I think
That's
it's so
wild.
crazy. I learned that when I was looking at research for the movie. But that's clearly not the shark,
Yeah.
people. He knows.
Yep.
It's just crazy using a practical dead shark.
Yeah. Now there would be uproar.
Oh, for sure. You can kind of see inside that it
Mhm.
looks terrible. So pretty much everyone had this movie on VHS.
Yeah.
What other movies do you think people had?
Ooh.
Wouldn't have to be this year, obviously.
I think a lot of people had Poltergeist,
Yeah,
Ghostbusters eventually.
for sure. Star Wars, probably.
Yeah. Star Wars.
They said Wizard of Oz was a popular one.
See, I just remember them playing that every year on TV.
Yep. Back to the Future.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think people buying movies came a lot more.
Later.
Yeah, like when DVDs came out because they were more cost effective. You could store more of them.
Yep. Well, and back then it was expensive.
Yeah.
It was like $1,000 for a VHS player,
Yeah.
which is insane back then,
Yeah. I remember we used to, when you go to the movie store, you would rent the VHS player too. You'd be able to rent the player
Yeah.
and the movies for the night.
That's pretty cool. That was a big thing in the 90s to rent video game consoles,
Yeah.
Which character do you think you're more like?
Oh, definitely the fisherman guy.
Quint?
Yeah, Quint.
I'm probably like Brody
Yeah.
the most, I would say. Like care about the rules and
Yep. And thoughtful, do research on it.
yeah.
I'm like, give me whiskey. Let's go for it. I don't need to know.
We're going to get him.
Yep.
Do you think Gen Z would be scared of this movie at all, or just make TikToks?
Yeah, I don't think that they would think twice about it. I think the only thing they're afraid of is not getting likes. Yeah, that shark looks like it's about to decomp right there.
Oh, exactly.
Just melt.
Yep. I think it said they had it for 5 days just in the sun
That had
baking.
to smell great.
Exactly. I think if anyone I'd want to hang out with in this movie, it'd definitely be Quint.
Yeah.
So I'm glad that you say you're like him because I'm hanging out with you.
Yeah. I like it. Seems like he's got a good story or two to tell.
Oh, for sure.
Round up, have a good time.
Yep.
The guy just wants to be like his dad.
Yep. It's a sign of a good dad if the kid wants to be like him.
Yeah.
That was weird. Give us the heck.
That's kind of weird. Got multiple personalities, maybe? I don't know.
Something weird happened there. I feel like everybody had a hutch like that in their dining room.
Yeah.
Double fister.
Smart man.
He didn't know if he liked white or red.
Yep.
He hasn't even touched his food. The whole half a chicken there.
You cut it open and it looks almost exactly like the body parts I showed him earlier. So
Yeah.
it's probably like, stole his meal.
Is anybody eating this?
Yeah.
This is almost like a leftover, I bet, for the affair situation.
Probably.
You know.
Like him kind of charming her and him being interested, or her being interested in him.
Yep. Well, we know Carl killed Chrissy because he couldn't get his shoes off.
Yep. It's his fault. I don't know how old that lady is supposed to be compared to how old she actually looks.
That is something though, because Father of the Bride. I remember watching that and thinking Steve Martin was so old, and he was 40
That's
when they
crazy.
filmed it. Why did everyone look so old?
Smoked all the time. Has to be it.
Maybe.
Drowning.
Hmm.
Fair argument.
That is the tiniest knife.
Yeah. It's like a northern Minnesota fillet knife to cut open a shark.
Yep. I feel like that skin has to be tough.
Oh, yeah.
He's covering his nose. It probably smells awful.
Yep.
Oh,
I thought he was cutting the shark open.
yeah. What the heck?
It's like something else coming out.
Yeah. It's rated PG.
Yep. They have found stuff like that inside of sharks, though.
Oh, for sure. He's going to just have to throw those clothes out.
Yeah.
Is this your favorite Spielberg?
No, I think my favorite Spielberg is E.T.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah.
I'm a Jurassic Park girl myself.
Gotcha. Yeah.
But really, I love all his movies.
Yeah. I mean, he's never put out anything bad, but E.T. is one that I had on VHS. I
Oh,
love
that's a
that
good one.
Yep.
Got some ET shirts.
Oh, yeah. He's always eating.
Wonder if those are royal gold.
Ooh.
Goodness in.
Yep.
Yeah.
He said, yeah. It's actually a pretty good line. Do you like the styling of the boats from back then?
Uh-huh.
Be kind of fun to buy one of those and like update the interior and make it all cool.
Or
Like,
even
retro looking.
just make it look like Miami Vice.
Yeah.
I don't know about you, but I would not feel comfortable right now.
No. I know more.
All of these boats are tiny.
Mm-hmm.
This guy's insane.
He's brave. Put on a wetsuit.
That's what they said about the Titanic.
Right.
No way would I do that.
Nope. You ever see the film of that shark? They're like shark scientists and they're in a plexiglass box and this great white comes flying up and they didn't think it would be able to go through it. It broke right through it and entered the box with them. Nope.
Oh, this is great. Big tooth.
Yep. Could you imagine being under the water at night like that?
Oh shit.
Ah.
So this is cool. A cool bit.
Yeah.
When they were doing the screening, oh, here comes the music. When they were doing the test screens, Steven was getting addicted to the screams and they didn't have a head coming out in that part. And he went back and spent $3,000 of his own money to shoot that scene just to get a jump scare. Mayor doesn't care.
Nope. Between this movie and Amityville Horror, I would never live in a town named Amity.
Yeah.
Never.
For sure. You know, I really do like great white sharks.
Oh, they're amazing. They're huge.
Majestic.
Yep.
Prehistoric, powerful. And they make so many good movies about sharks.
Yeah, they definitely do.
It's obviously right there, but I also love Deep Blue Sea.
Yep.
And the Meg.
I love the Meg.
Meg is awesome.
I still think there's some.
Yeah.
Just because there was a large great white that they had tagged, and it was swimming, and it instantly got like dragged way deeper than they normally go.
Oh.
In like a rapid amount of time, deep enough that they lost the signal, and then the signal never came back.
Wow.
They saw that it just descended at a very rapid speed, so it didn't. It's not like it died and floated down.
Yeah, interesting.
And we've explored more of space than we have the ocean.
That's absolutely true. Help, shark! What is a Buster Brown?
Shoes.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, there's a brand of shoes from back then.
Oh, I had no idea.
Yep.
Like hung up by Buster Browns. What does that mean? Is that the only suit jacket he has?
Must be. Very full of food.
Yep. Here they all come.
That's really good for tourist season. Just a bunch of guys with guns in their boats.
Yeah. Everyone had the same station wagon.
Yep. Griswolds have arrived.
Yeah. What was the reason for the wood paneling?
I don't know. They probably thought it looked classy.
Oh, there's a nun.
Yeah.
Here come more people. How many of these boats? My gosh.
Yeah.
Was that a real video game?
I have no idea. I've never seen it.
Me either.
If not, some computer nerd back then made a game real quick.
Yeah. It had to have been.
Yeah.
You know, I was reading that Spielberg didn't want red in the movie because he wanted red to just be with the blood. But I've been noticing there's a lot of red on the clothes and
Yeah.
like those tents, they look
Mhm.
red. Well, maybe they're not. Maybe they're more
Orangish.
orangish.
Well, he's in a different suit jacket for once.
Yeah. Maybe he just meant red on like buildings and whatnot. I don't know. But there's clearly red on their suits.
Yeah.
But it's not prominent, I guess.
Maybe they didn't have quite control of that if they asked for a bunch of extras to come
For
out in their
sure.
swimsuits.
Why doesn't he get in the water?
Yeah.
I like that he's bringing the wife and kids.
Yeah. I would assume those were grandkids.
I think they're already too far.
Yeah.
His shorts kind of remind me of Chunk's shirt in Goonies.
Oh yeah, it's almost the same pattern.
Yep. Are you a Coke or a Pepsi guy?
Coke all day.
I like Coke as well.
A Pepsi once in a great while is fine, but
I feel like it's more, and it's going to sound weird, but I feel like it's sweeter,
yeah.
you know? Didn't take long to convince people to go in there.
Mm-mm. When I lived in Florida, me and a friend of mine, Brad, we rented kayaks out on the ocean. We are in Clearwater, and we're going out there, just kind of like one of those flat kayaks, kayaking out, and I saw shark fin. I back paddled so fast, and I mean, it was obvious. It was nothing huge, but
Yeah.
just seeing it just triggered a memory, and I was like, no. I tried to turn the thing and couldn't, so I just paddled backwards.
That's crazy. I haven't ever seen a shark in real life besides in a zoo,
Yeah.
you know, or aquarium.
Every once in a while, you'd go out on the pier. Oh, there's the fin off in the distance.
Yeah.
You'd be out on the pier and you'd see him swim underneath it.
Oh. Is it going to be one of the kids with like a fin on his back?
Oh, yeah, I think that is, isn't it?
I've seen dolphins in real life and whales, but
Yeah.
not a shark.
I've never seen whales, but I've seen lots of dolphins. They're pretty prevalent down in
Yeah.
Florida.
I shouldn't say real life. I should say in nature.
Mm-hmm.
The kid just screaming.
Nobody helping them.
The lady's so paralyzed with fear she
Yeah.
can't even move. Just mass hysteria.
Stampede of people.
Yeah, it's your fault, Mayor.
Yep.
That was risky. Why do they all have the tiniest boats?
I don't know.
Oh,
There it is.
That looks pretty realistic.
Yeah, it's not bad. Oh, there.
There goes the leg. The shark was named Bruce after Spielberg's lawyer.
Yeah. I knew it was named Bruce, but I didn't know it was after his lawyer.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
They had a big one, which was called the Turd on set because it didn't do much. It was always broke. Which is also the reason the crew called the movie Flaws instead of Jaws. Then they had a left to right one and a right to left one, and then they had just a fin.
Oh, wild. 70s, you could just leave a toddler on the beach unattended.
Exactly. Oh, still had the white hats. That'd be you.
Yeah.
Bring cars and coffee.
Yep.
See the little Hot Wheels display?
Mm-hmm.
Coming up to the desk.
Yep.
Worst thing you can do.
That's right. Use your call light, please.
Yeah. You're the mayor of Shark City. Yeah, but you obviously didn't care about him.
Yeah. You didn't make them go in the water.
Yeah.
Just smoking in the hospital.
It's crazy how they used to do that.
Yeah.
This guy's legit. Look at all these.
Yeah.
Made it himself.
The new Cheers for the summer.
Yeah. Here's the swimming with bow-legged women. I wonder how they came up with the name Jaws.
Probably because that's the part that everybody's afraid of.
Yeah. The cover is an iconic
Yeah.
shot. One of the most epic posters.
Mm-hmm.
Can you tie different knots?
I used to be able to a lot more, but I haven't done it in so many years.
Yeah. I can just do a slip knot. That's
Yeah.
basically it. City hands. If you, me, Jackie, and Big Mel went on a fishing trip,
Mm-hmm.
who do you think would snap first?
Oh, me for sure. Yeah.
That boat looks a little run down.
Yeah. Not very well maintained.
I love it. That bit's been recreated so many times. Did you ever see Master of Disguise with Dana Carvey?
No.
He dressed up like Quint and did this scene.
Oh, really?
It's a pretty terrible movie, but I remember that bit. He just makes fun of different things.
Yeah.
And then they had the Land Shark SNL skit.
Yeah. Land shark.
Yeah. That part also reminds me kind of like a pirate. Quint's like a modern day pirate.
Oh, yeah. You know he smuggled some booze from Canada.
Yeah. Yo ho.
Yeah.
The chelada is making me burpy.
Really? I thought it was really smooth. It's not overly carbonated. It's pretty dang good.
No, I like it, but I'm just like, whew.
It almost tastes kind of like the mango candies if I had from like Mexican stores.
Oh,
where
yes,
they have,
yes.
Like,
the tajin.
yeah.
Yeah. That's a funny story. So, he called them rubbers, you know?
Yeah.
I was visiting my grandpa and his sister-in-law was over.
Mhm.
And she was talking about Lyle, my grandpa's brother. And she's like, yep, I told Lyle get his rubbers. And I was sitting there going, what the heck? I don't want to know about this. Turns out she was talking about galoshes.
Yeah. Yeah. Get your rubbers. She's a bit wet.
Yeah, exactly.
What?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's a very iconic ship there, though.
Yeah.
And you got to admit that Lego set is epic.
Yeah, it's perfect match.
Yeah. I love that they're doing that. They're having fans design sets, and then if they get a certain amount of likes, they'll actually make them.
Yeah, that is cool.
So they're chumming with actual like horse bits. I don't know why they would do that.
Either.
I
Why
mean,
is
do
he
they
s-
forget that they're making a movie and not like actually trying to do this?
Yeah, and why is he sniffing Old Spice like that? Thought he was trying not to be nauseous.
Yeah, I don't know. He just rips the.
That's the way those used to be, the peel off tops.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I had no idea.
Yeah, and then it'd be like a little tear-shaped hole.
That is hilarious. Those oxygen tanks, scuba tanks, they're going to come in handy.
Yeah.
It's good, some good foreshadowing.
Mm-hmm.
This is kind of like the real world.
Yeah.
Shark edition.
Yep.
People hate each other. There's more tension on this boat than family at Thanksgiving.
Amen to that. Yeah.
So this boat, when they were done with it and they opened up the ride at Universal, they put it there. And Spielberg had so much trauma from filming this that he would sneak behind the trams and go on the boat and hang out in the little like galley area. And he said he would just cry.
Really?
Yeah. And when they closed the ride down, they basically just chopped it up and sold it for wood,
Oh,
like wood parts or whatever. And Spielberg was pissed because it was an actual boat called the Warlock that they turned into the Orca.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, I would have bought it from you. Like, why
Oh,
are you
heck
doing
yeah.
this? And they had another one that they would sink and they could fill the ballast with air and then bring it back. They left that at Martha's Vineyard, but people were trespassing so much that the people that owned the property, they ended up just hacking up small, like 10 by 10 pieces of wood and selling them for $100 a piece on eBay.
Huh. I would not latch myself to anything
No.
like that.
Have you ever seen the videos of the swordfish?
Where they like launch up into the back of the boat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You have to be careful not to get stabbed.
Yeah.
When is this going to end?
When you gotta cool off your reel, you know you got something big.
Yeah, he does not like Hooper.
Yeah.
I don't think there's any way he would be able to reel this thing in.
No.
If it was really 26 feet long,
Yeah.
you know?
No way.
I like how he shot that through the porthole.
Yeah, it's a good angle.
Spielberg is known for face shots, where he likes to show the audience how a character is reacting to something.
Yeah.
He's talking about College Boys. Spielberg was a high school dropout.
Really?
Yeah.
Nice.
He made something of himself.
Yeah.
Right there, that's where Spielberg would sit and cry. Crazy to think people were on a ride having no idea the director is having an emotional breakdown.
Breakdown beneath
Yeah.
in one of the props.
Yeah, who knew?
I think it'd be kind of cool to be up on one of those and see from that angle the ocean.
For sure. It looks like a calm day, but I wonder if you had any little bit of swing, how that would feel all the way up there.
Oh, it'd have to be pretty wild.
I mentioned we had whiskey.
Yeah.
Jefferson's has this project where they call it Jefferson Ocean, and they put their whiskey on boats and they go on these big trips, and then they'll have a little ship log. So I thought we'd start with Jefferson's Voyage 17.
Mhm.
Sounds like they didn't really hit any. Oh, there he is.
That woke him up.
I didn't expect that.
I forgot about that scene too.
Yeah. The shark worked.
Yeah.
But the cool thing that happened on Voyage 17, even though they didn't hit any storms, apparently a ship had spilled a large amount of rubber ducks, and they had been lost months earlier in a storm near Japan.
Yeah.
And on Voyage 17, when they were aging this bourbon on that ship, they ran into them.
Oh,
So
wow.
a whole bunch of rubber duckies.
That's cool.
I think it's kind of fun. I'm going to give this one a try. Now that we got Bruce coming after us.
Yeah.
That is very realistic.
That is very real looking.
I would argue that's even better than CGI could do.
Yeah. Because it's actually affecting the water.
Yeah.
And you can tell that in the film.
Yeah.
Smells good.
Like, I wonder how it's going to be impacted by the chilada.
Why does it? Might just be my head knowing that it was on a voyage in the ocean. It tastes saltier than a
Yeah.
regular.
No, it does.
That's wild.
It's like briny.
Yeah. That's wild.
90 proof. They have a picture of the little ship on it.
Cool.
And then the places they go is kind of on the back.
Yeah.
You can, I don't know if you can see it, but you got the map.
Okay.
And then they have these little ship logs.
Oh, wow. That's cool.
Which will tell you that info about the rubber duck.
Rubber ducky, you're the one.
I started us with 17 because it's just the regular.
Mm-hmm.
But I want to have us have 18 because on Voyage 18, they were on a shark research vessel when they were aging the whiskey, and they actually tagged a shark and named it Jefferson.
Oh, that's cool.
But I thought that'd be perfect. But that one's cast strength. So I'm like, we have to have a regular before we just jump to a big boy.
Yep. Start with the tiger shark before you get to Jaws.
Yeah. It's good, though.
It's very good.
Yeah. You like the little cups?
Yeah. Were these the same ones you brought to the golf course?
Yep.
Yeah. I remember those. Not well, but I remember them.
That was so good.
Yeah.
Even saw the little bit of blood.
So seeing him steer the boat, I saw this thing where some 20-something-year-old guy was doing a Titanic simulator on it's like a full scale, like big wheel and everything.
Uh-huh.
He just grabbed the wheel and just kept spinning, just hard, hard, hard. And he actually avoided the iceberg, the only one who's ever done it.
Oh, no way. There's Quint just sitting there. Most of this movie was filmed handheld, which is a good choice because I think if they would have done like a mounted camera, it would have made the audience feel sick.
Yeah, seasick. They didn't have all the good gimbals and stuff like we do now.
Yep, exactly. There's something romantic about ships.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-oh. Dreyfus is kind of a hairy dude.
Yeah, it is.
Do you have any crazy scars?
Oh, I got a burn on my leg from a motorcycle pipe. I got a big cut on my leg from a coffee can lid from when I was a kid
Oh,
that I didn't even know happened. I was taking the garbage out and swinging the bag around, went inside, and my mom was like, "You're bleeding." Oh. Then I got another cut on the other leg from when I was dancing and cooking and decided to drop the knife and didn't even know I cut myself there either until I looked down and saw blood.
oh no.
Yeah.
I had sutures under my chin. I wasn't supposed to be playing on the car, and I was playing on the car and dove off of it.
Yeah.
And then I had one in the back of my head from jumping into a pool.
Yeah. I've got a little one on the side of my nose. I fell off my bike and hit the curb and tore the nair off and got that sutured back on. And then I got
Dang.
one on the top of my head. I was sitting underneath a teeter-totter and some kid thought it'd be funny to sit on it and put the screw right into my head.
Oh, that's terrible.
Yeah. That bled a lot. I'd bleed. Ruined my Evel Knievel tank top.
That's terrible.
I know. That's what I was most upset about.
So this part's crazy. This actor actually wrote this speech about the Indianapolis.
Oh, really?
And the craziest thing about it is that most of the general public did not know about how the disaster happened and what occurred.
Yeah.
They learned about it from this movie.
Oh, wow.
The military didn't share or disclose, even with the loved ones of the people that were perished.
Oh, wild.
So they go to the movie theater and watch this and realize, oh my gosh, my loved ones died in a terrible way. Because as he talks about it was World War II, they were bringing bomb materials and they were sunk by a Japanese sub.
Yeah.
And it was shark infested waters. And so sharks were picking them off. They ended up realizing that if they got in a large clump, that only the ones on the outside were getting attacked.
Mm-hmm.
And they were getting attacked less because they looked like a big target. And so they would rotate who had to be on the outside. But people were still getting picked off.
Was that a merchant marine ship?
No, it was a Navy ship.
Okay. My grandpa was on a merchant marine ship. He was a merchant marine.
Uh-huh.
And his ship got sunk and they had to float around in the ocean for a while.
That's crazy.
I would have died.
And he's telling this story here about it, but Nicolas Cage actually played in a movie about it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I'll have to check that one out.
But it's called Indianapolis or USS Indianapolis. But I read a book about the disaster and the lack of fresh water and the severe dehydration was setting in where some of the guys thought that it would make sense if they swam down to the ship to drink fresh water out of the drinking fountain. And of course, they never made it back up.
Yeah.
And also, that wouldn't work.
Yeah.
But they were so delirious because they were out there for a couple days.
Yeah.
Out of the about near 1,000 sailors, only a little over 300 lived.
Jesus, that's crazy.
How horrifying would that be, though?
That would suck.
The first time they filmed this, he was so intoxicated that you couldn't really understand him. And so Spielberg was going to scrap the scene, and Shaw called him up and said, "Hey, look, I screwed up. I won't be drunk. I need another chance." And then this is the take.
Nice.
I think this is one of the greatest scenes in cinema, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
It's very powerful. Oh, it's gonna coming up on 80 years.
Wow. How did he get the look in his eyes when he was doing that? Like,
Yeah.
like,
It almost felt like he was reliving his friends being taken by sharks.
yeah.
Here we go with our pirate again.
Yeah. Like some fair Spanish ladies.
This song that he's singing was always one of the songs that we would sing at the nursing home
Oh, really?
for like the karaoke day
Yeah.
with the Alzheimer's people. They could remember it. Because, you know, music memories,
Yeah.
that you hold on to them for a long time.
I'm convinced that food has that same effect on people with Alzheimer's because when I worked in a memory care ward, there was a lady that every time she got to eat walleye, she was very much more lucid than normal. And she would talk about how she used to go fishing with her dad and they would cook walleye and all
Yeah.
that stuff. So I think something about those things trigger some type of endorphin that
That's
helps you
awesome.
remember.
Uh-oh. A lot of junk in this thing.
Yeah.
They had one of the days they were filming this ship actually was sinking
Really?
and they had to quick hurry back to shore.
Oh,
They were able to save the film, but the camera got destroyed.
dang.
It's a good whiskey.
Yeah, it's very good. Shooting stars.
Yeah. That shark was just messing with them.
Yep.
He's horrible at that.
Yeah.
Oh!
just toying with them.
I think I'd even be scared if I was just filming it.
Mm-hmm.
It looks so real. Excuse me, Chief. The thing is huge.
Yeah, it is.
Interesting way to track them.
Mm-hmm.
This film won 3 Oscars,
Nice.
but none of them were for directing or best picture.
That's
What?
crazy.
One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest took it that year.
Huh.
They got editing, sound, and score. That's what they won for.
Fast fish.
If they were to recast this movie today and remake it, who do you think the 3 guys should be?
I think for what's the main character's name again? Or the sheriff's name again?
Brody.
Brody. I think Cillian Murphy.
Oh, that'd be
Or-
good.
Yep. Or Killian Murphy, however you pronounce it.
Yep.
Definitely let's see. Who else? Hmm.
I feel like we need someone unhinged for Shaw.
Yeah.
Who would that be, though, is the question.
Yeah, that's what I'm struggling with right now.
Gotta be someone with crazy eyes.
Yeah. Maybe Joaquin Phoenix.
Ooh, that's a good pick. Or, the heck is his name? Rami Malek.
Oh yeah.
He's got crazy eyes.
Yeah, he does.
We gotta come up with a Hooper. Zach Galifianakis.
Yeah. I think if they could get oh gosh, name plays Space Lord.
Oh, what the heck is his name?
I know. It's
He's
slipping my
married
mind.
to Arnold Schwarzenegger's daughter.
It's slipping my mind
Chris
right now.
something.
Chris
Pratt.
Yeah.
Chris Pratt.
Yeah, him, if they had him grow out a beard, I think he could pull that character off.
That'd be good. Glenn Powell is also in every movie right now. I feel like he's in all of them they're making.
Yeah.
This is so nuts that actually is a mechanical shark.
That is wild.
And in order to make the mouth go open and close, they had to create a little jowl, which a real shark doesn't have, but it makes it charming, I think.
Yeah. You know who they could use as Quint? They could cast just slightly differently. Pedro Pascal.
Oh, yeah. He's in every movie, too.
Yeah.
I wonder how they made that splash up like that.
This guy just has weapons stashed everywhere. Baseball bats, machetes, guns. He's definitely a former pirate.
It's funny because they said the shark is only on screen for about 4 minutes. But I feel like it feels like we've seen him more than 4 minutes.
Yeah.
But I think it's because he's just represented with other things like the dock and those buoys and.
Yep. So you feel like you're seeing it even though you're not actually physically seeing it.
Exactly. And also the shark point of view where we're looking through his lens.
Yeah, I read that they said that led to a lot of new types of filming.
Oh, yeah.
And it was all improvised because the mechanical shark didn't work.
Yep.
The feeling of just sitting there waiting to see those barrels pop up or to hit your boat and know there's like nothing you can do about it.
Thing is just huge. I keep waiting. I think I've said that a bunch of times. I keep waiting to say that's what she said. I feel like before it's too late, we need to try the 18, the one that they tagged the shark on.
Yeah.
Shoot, my AirPod fell out.
Uh-oh.
Get it keyed back up so I can.
Quint is always singing or whistling. That man is a happy fellow.
Oh, he's exactly like a pirate.
Mm-hmm. What happens when you have enough booze in your life? Even getting eaten by a shark doesn't bother you.
It's not too bad. It's 112. Did you want to try some?
Absolutely. Yeah, let's not pour this over the
probably
the
not.
keyboard. We both get shocked to death, and that's the end of it.
Yeah.
The crowd just hears, "Meh,"
Yeah.
and then dead silence. Jaws claims another victim all the way in Minnesota.
I'm excited about this one. They actually tagged a great white. Ooh.
Ooh, this one's even brinier.
Oh, it smells salty.
It's good though, but it's so. I did not think you'd be able to taste that like that.
It hit the worst storm in history of doing the ocean.
Mm-hmm.
They had to seek shelter in Shanghai.
Oh, geez.
But the shark they tagged was 12 feet 7 inches, 1,725 pounds.
Does it say what kind of shark it was?
Yep, it was a great white.
Oh, nice.
Named Jefferson. And you could track it if you want on their webpage.
Oh, cool.
They say this whiskey is bold, wild, and worthy of a great white.
That's why I'm drinking it.
The last one was pure smoothness, is what they said.
This one definitely has a bite to it.
Yeah, it does. Which, perfect for a great white.
Exactly.
I have a couple other voyages. I have 16 and then 20, which are just their bourbons. But I also brought up here, I've got 26, which is a double barrel rye, and I have 29, which is a wheated.
Oh, wow.
And that one's actually signed by the master distiller because we met him when we went to their distillery in Kentucky.
Oh, that's cool.
We were paying, and the lady says, "Hurry, get out there. He's putting a barrel in the back of a guy's pickup, and he's going to sign some bottles." I was like, "Yep. Don't mind if I do."
Putting a barrel in the back of some guy's pickup.
Yeah, exactly. Some guy got a whole barrel.
That's crazy.
That's a question I had earlier, too. They have to have really thick skin.
No, but I'll flush his Foley with it.
Well, should we be concerned that this cage is being put together on the dang deck?
Yeah.
And it looks like it got a little hex screw thing, you know? What
Yeah.
are we doing?
It's like IKEA.
Yeah.
The IKEA cage. Definitely going to hold up to a great white that's taking the boat down.
Now, this is my favorite thing to talk about with you. I was waiting on bated breath for this scene.
Yeah.
I can't wait till they go in the underwater shot so I can tell you about it. Would you ever do that?
I don't know. Probably. But I would be having a heart attack.
I don't think I could. I don't even know if I could breathe in a scuba like apparatus underwater. I don't know. I've never tried.
I haven't either. I've snorkeled before, and it took a little getting used to, but once you get used to it, it's not bad. So I think I could. They do that to keep the goggles from fogging up.
Isn't that weird that that's all it takes?
Yeah. And who figured that out first?
This one's really briny,
Yeah.
but in a good way.
Yeah.
It's unique. Okay, so they're going to flip to these scenes here, and they filmed this in Australia, South Australia, and with these famous like shark dive people.
Yeah.
But this is the part that cracks me up. They wanted the shark to look 26 feet. And the only ones they had were like 12 to 14 feet, which to me is huge, but it didn't look big enough. So they hired a little person. And they made a 5/8 scale cage and they put the little person in it and had these Australian sharks going around. And he was freaked out so bad that he was really struggling to accomplish this. His name was Rizzo.
Yeah.
And one of the times he panicked so much he lost his respirator and forgot how to clear the air. So they had to quickly bring him up to surface before he drowned.
Oh, Jesus.
But that's a little guy. He was a 4'7" retired horse jockey.
Oh, my God.
And he's literally pooping himself in there.
Yeah.
Basically, he was so scared. And they had a half scale that they put well, that's obviously not a real shark, but
yeah.
that's a real one. You can kind of tell the difference, I guess. They're
Yeah, that's real.
Yep. They put a dummy in the half scale one when Rizzo was struggling to be in there. I just think that's so funny. Like, well, let's get a little guy in here and it'll look big.
Yeah. It's the reason why most guys like to date girls with little hands.
Some of these were filmed on a soundstage at the end. Like you can tell that guy's not real, but this is bad.
Yeah.
By now, he would have been eaten for sure.
The only advantage that he has is that he can pull himself up with those bars and like the shark can't really turn upwards.
Yeah. Okay, so this is real footage. On one of the little cages, the real shark got caught when he was trying to swim over the top of it. And the shark experts were saying that when a great white gets in distress, they like completely freak out.
Yeah.
So that's all legit. That actually happened.
Oh, wow.
That little part. It's cool they have actual great whites in the
Yeah, it is.
movie.
I never knew that. That's super awesome.
Yeah.
That's a great piece of movie trivia. Oh, yeah. Let's just hook it up to something else, and that's going to help.
They don't have a director's commentary on this movie or anything, but they do have a bunch of feature-length documentaries. They just came out with one for the 50th anniversary that's on the most recent release.
Okay.
Called Jaws at 50, and I watched that. It's pretty good. But I took some notes. Took some notes for us.
Nice.
That thing is doomed.
Yeah.
Now, if this was you in real life, what is your play? What would you do?
Throw somebody else in.
There he goes.
Yeah. Say farewell to those Spanish ladies, Quint.
Yeah. He's out of here.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, on that, you're the one that's left on the boat.
Yeah.
That's sinking.
Exactly. I don't even know. Personally, I think I'd probably rather drown than get eaten by a shark.
Yeah.
I'd probably go under the water and just
Take a big
yeah, like,
deep
I don't
breath.
know, like, I don't want to get ripped up.
Mm-mm.
In Mythbusters, they said that you wouldn't actually explode a tank if you shot it, so we can't say we would do that.
Nope.
This is a part I think is nuts. So they're actually on the ocean
Mhm.
and they're sinking the set and the actor is on there. Like, I don't know if I would even feel safe. I'm sure there's a lot of safety boats and everything around,
Yeah.
but my gosh.
I think the only play I would have, thinking about it more, maybe grab the flare gun, shoot the tank, then shoot the flare gun. Because then the oxygen and the fire from the flare, then maybe it would ignite.
Oh, yeah. A good thought.
Or at least shoot it in the eye with the flare gun. Then at least it has half a chance of seeing me.
Yeah. There's a board game that came out where you have the shark and there's all these items in its mouth and you're trying to get them out.
I had that when I was
Did
a kid. Yeah.
They just remade it.
Really?
Yeah. You can order it. I think the company's NECA that put it out, which is like a nostalgic company.
Yeah. I remember that from when I was a kid.
It's kind of hidden, but I got my ghost face figure from NECA. It's at the back of the movie shelf. It's kind of hard to see. I can show you after.
All right.
But
Oh,
it's
there
pretty,
I see it.
It's pretty realistic.
Yeah. Cool.
So the remade game is realistic.
Nice.
I think that's one of the most famous lines from this
It's mine,
movie.
you son of a bitch. Yeah. That and eyes are black
Yeah.
like a doll's eyes.
Yeah. And you're going to need a bigger boat.
Yeah.
Those are the most famous lines. Do you think that's one of the best kills in a movie?
Oh, yeah. That's a pretty good one.
I would say the same. They had some really good kills in Inglourious Bastards,
Yeah.
too.
That's a great movie.
Agreed. I was just telling Mindy the other day that she needs to watch it.
Mm-hmm.
She was interested in history. I was like, you should see this other play of it.
Mm-hmm.
I think he did the right thing by going down instead of up.
Never the wrong thing.
And it just miraculously quit sinking.
Yeah. Jack, you lived.
Yeah, yeah. They're just laughing.
Trauma bonding.
Just swimming in shark blood.
Yeah.
And they're pretty calm. I don't think I'd be that calm.
No.
When they left Martha's Vineyard, Spielberg left a day early because he was so panicked he was going to be pranked. And they took the footage they had without the score and without the underwater scenes that they hadn't filmed in the tank yet because they couldn't film them on Martha's Vineyard. The water was too murky.
Mm-hmm.
And they screened it and people were like, yeah, it's okay. Just okay. And everyone was panicking thinking we've spent all this money and they don't like the movie. And then they did the score and the underwater scenes and it screened out of this park.
Nice.
You know, it's so crazy to think that the music plays such a huge role in it.
Oh, yeah. I mean, after seeing this movie when I was a kid, I'd get in the pool, a swimming pool in Minnesota.
Yeah.
And in the back of my head, I would hear that music and I'd have to look under the water and make sure that there wasn't a shark there. Like, that's even plausible. But as a kid, it could happen.
Exactly. Yeah, all the Jaws movies are on Peacock.
Mhm.
Hopefully you enjoyed this very rudimentary commentary.
Yeah, it's first attempt at anything.
First attempt at a commentary. I think it went well.
Yeah, it was fun.
I enjoyed watching it with you.
Yeah.
I mean, we'll have to figure out this ear pod situation because mine's popped out a few times, but we'll figure it out.
At least the other headphones are holding mine in my big ear.
Yeah.
Normally they just tumble out.
Well, just to avoid any kind of copyright situation, we just had to make sure we didn't accidentally put the movie in it. So,
Yep, exactly.
Yeah, they're all on Peacock, and we hope that you enjoy going through the Jaws movie with us. I had a great time hanging out.
I just realized it. So people who are listening to this don't hear the movie at all.
No, they can't hear the movie.
Oh my God, this is going to sound so unhinged. That's
I
great.
know. That's why earlier I said, if anyone's listening to this without actually watching the movie, they're going to be like, why is nothing happening?
Yeah, like
Because Dennis and I are just watching the movie.
just some silence and then random words. That's
Yeah.
so great.
Yeah. Yeah, no, they can't hear the movie. I mean, I guess we could have tried it, but everything I read from legal standpoint, you probably shouldn't.
Probably should.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why. That's why we
So
have
you
that.
just tell them, time it up and watch.
Exactly.
I love it.
Watch it with us. And I really do. I watch commentaries on movies that I enjoy because you can learn so many things from it.
Mm-hmm.
And Dennis and I, spoiler alert, we're actually going to watch Kingpin right after this. So maybe we'll get better as we do this.
Yeah,
And you know what? We don't care if you like it because it's an excuse for us to hang out.
exactly. Watch a movie, have some drinks with a friend.
Exactly.
There you go.
I love it so much. Well, I guess I can take us out. Let me pull this back down because I don't want to have it too high. Okay. And that, folks, is a wrap on our 50th anniversary Jaws commentary. We've survived the shark, the bad decisions, and the terrible beach town leadership, and I hope you had as much fun listening as we did improving. After all, there's nothing quite like revisiting a classic that's been giving us the creeps for half a century. Look, if you've learned anything today, it's probably this. The ocean's big, it's scary, and let's face it, a little bit overrated. But we keep going back because, like Jaws, it's just so hard to stay away, whether it's the suspense, the laughs, or just the sheer terror of imagining a giant shark sneaking up behind you. Thanks so much for listening. If you had a blast, don't forget to subscribe, share this with your fellow shark fans, and leave a review so I know I'm not alone in my weird obsession with movie commentary tracks. You can follow me on Instagram at Dippy Does. And until next time, just remember, as always, keep swimming, but maybe just stay out of the water for a while. Peace.
Okay, show's over. Nothing to see here. Everyone go home. It's a circus out there.